What do you think of when you hear about the country of Morocco? Camels, desert, ancient cities? Well, today I've just landed in Marrakesh, Morocco, and I'm about to explore one of the most famous cities in North Africa. From chaotic markets to incredible food and centuries of history, today we're diving into Marrakesh to see what life is really like. Let's go. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Evan, back with another video for you today. And if you read the title correctly, then you already know I'm on my way to Marrakesh, Morocco. Now, before we get into the video, do make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's get to the video. Just currently at Gatwick Airport right now. Just go scan my train ticket to get in. And then I'm gonna find my terminal. Alright guys, we just got through security and we have a lot of time before our flight. It's actually at 2 and it is currently 11:30, so we got a lot of time. But you know what, I always go to airports with the 3-hour rule, you know, so better to be safe than sorry. You know, I'd rather have time waiting here than, you know, rushing it, you know, possibly missing my flight. So yeah, better to be safe than sorry in these situations. But probably gonna get something to eat right now. It's still early, so maybe I'll go to Wetherspoons, get Wetherspoons breakfast, which is the best breakfast in the UK. So yeah, go get that. Just announced our gate, so we'll go head over there right now. Alright, just got to my seat. It's gonna take me at least 3.5 hours to get to Marrakesh, so I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we are here in Marrakesh, Morocco, my 16th country and first country in Africa. I am super excited for this trip. Yeah, right now we're just going through the airport and yeah, we are about to go to a currency exchange and get the local currency, because over here in Morocco they don't really use visas as much. So yeah, cash is king here in Morocco, so we got to get our cash from here. But yeah, so far this airport is really clean. It's really nice and well maintained. Alright guys, this is 1,000 Moroccan dirhams. It's about $100 US. That's why I paid for this. So I figure that should be enough to get me by for a couple of days. I guess the dollar goes a long ways over here. I heard that you can get a taxi for about $10 as opposed to 40. So, you know, I guess we'll see right now as soon as we exit this airport. But yeah, weirdly enough, we actually got to go through security one more time. I guess. I mean, hey, you know what? New country, new customs. So yeah, not gonna fight going through security. Just got to go through it again, I guess. Just gonna get an eSIM right now, because I guess T-Mobile don't work too well out here in Morocco, so go get an eSIM. Alright guys, we went with Morocco Telecom. They're the best in Morocco, at least that's what ChatGPT told me. So, and they seem fairly pricey. The other ones seem to be charging about 30. They only were charging 20. So I thought, you know, that's pretty good. It's $20 for 20 days. So I think that's pretty fair. They didn't do anything less than 20 days, so unfortunately, that's all you could get. But yeah, now we will venture into Morocco and go to our riad. First impressions of Morocco. You know, I say this about every third world country I go to, but it honestly reminds me of Mexico. I say that every time, but honestly, out of all the countries I've been to, maybe Greece and Morocco, now that I've been here, remind me of Mexico the most. I said that about Italy, but no more. Well, we found our riad. Alright guys, we're getting checked in. This is a riad. Just so happens to be a converted palace. I guess that's what all riads are. But yeah, very nice. It's got a little swimming pool right there. And this, nice little lounge. Very nice. Spices, local butcher. Very interesting. Guys, this marketplace just seems to keep going on. I think we've been walking for at least 20 minutes now. So we should be close to a restaurant. Yeah, one scam you must watch out for when you're in Marrakesh is accepting directions. Don't accept directions, when you already have the place set on Google Maps. It's just a giant scam that they do here. They'll try to be a friend and they will be like, oh, follow me, I know the way. It's like, where are you taking me? I've seen it happen to a couple people already, so yeah, watch out for that. Leopards right here. Very cool. Here's the restaurant we're gonna eat at. Cafe de Beeks. Looks very good. So look guys, within the beef, which is really tender by the way, there's fruit in here. I don't know if it's like date or prunes, but it's really good and it goes with the meat. It's all very hot, like the bowl itself is hot. Yeah, this place has some really good food. The sweetness and the beef. Guys, that restaurant was really good and the marketplace was really interesting, but yeah, we decided to call it a day because, airplane gets us tired. And yeah, we're gonna start off tomorrow with a lot of sightseeing, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Marrakesh, Morocco. Right now I'm currently standing in front of the Bab Dukala Mosque, which is right behind me. Unfortunately, we can't go in because I'm not Muslim. Yeah, unfortunately for the video, I am, saved by the true Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And yeah, but because of that, we are not allowed inside the mosque. But there's the mosque right there. Very interesting architecture. It's very well protected. There's a lot of military right there. But yeah, today we're gonna stroll through town and we're gonna go see some palaces and some tombs of the royal family. So that's what we're gonna go do today. Yeah, guys, in all my traveling, Marrakesh is definitely the most interesting place I've been to. Like, it's just so different. Although I have to say, the people are very friendly. And, there's a lot of hecklers, but they're not very pushy about it. Like, they really only, go after you if you take an interest. But if you're just, walking by, they don't try to reel you in or anything. Which is, I think, the right approach to that. Because personally, I think it's quite annoying. But you know what? If they're not going to bug you until you take an interest, I respect it. And I also have a big respect for the Moroccan people as well. They were the first country to recognize my home country, America, back in 1777. So I respect them for that. Fun fact about Morocco as well. Friday is the holy day. Today is Friday. But what that means is everything closes earlier, like on a Sunday. So yeah, similar to how we do Sunday in America or in Europe, they do it on Friday. And that's when they take the day to, worship Allah. And, not do anything else. Similar to how we worship God on Sundays and vice versa. Yeah, guys, right behind me is the Koutoubia Mosque. And that is the main mosque here in Marrakesh. It's the biggest one. And it's said to be really pretty inside. But like I said before, I'm saved by Jesus Christ, so I'm not allowed to go inside. But you know what? I respect it, Like, I'm not gonna go inside and, pretend to be, Muslim just to go in. But it looks really cool from the outside. All you can do is admire the architecture. Guys, I've stumbled upon my first commercialized business. KFC. Right by the mosque as well. One thing I do like about Marrakesh is the lack of commercialized businesses. A lot of the businesses you see here are like mom and pop shops. Oh, now I see a shell, but at least in the area that I'm staying in, it's very, I guess, rural. And so they don't have that much stuff. It's a lot more mom and pop shops. And they just, seem to be selling out of their own homes, it looks like. One thing that has taken me by surprise here in Morocco is the lack of hijabs. Morocco is a predominantly Muslim country, and yeah, there's a lot of people here without, headdresses. There's a lot of people that are wearing headdresses, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying there's also a lot of people who are not. So I thought it would have been, more enforced, if that makes sense. I guess kind of like places like Afghanistan. I guess, you know, years of, you know, consuming American media, you know, about the Middle East and North Africa has, you know, made me presume that. And what I mean by this isn't like, you know, just tourists. Like, it's also the local women as well. I've even seen some local women drive bikes, which I think was illegal in Saudi Arabia for many years, until recently. Well, almost just dropped a mattress on me. But, hey, you know what? So far, you know, it's beating all the stereotypes. It's very nice out here. We're almost there, guys. Bear with me. Alright guys, we're here at Bahia Palace, which is right behind me. We're gonna go inside and check it out. Alright guys, we're in now. Just paid about 10 bucks for my ticket to see this palace. And apparently it's got a lot of marble, so that's what we're gonna be looking at. You know, if I'm being completely honest, this reminds me a lot of Cordoba in Spain. Like, the architecture is just so similar, and especially with the orange trees, you know? Like, it just adds to the vibe. Yeah guys, so far it's really, really pretty in here. It is honestly just as I expected it to be. Very similar to the palace in Sevilla and Cordoba. Very similar architecture. It's very pretty though. This one is definitely more like, I guess you could say, Islamic architecture, where in Spain they have like, you know, an influence, whereas this is like, okay, this is definitely, you know, Islamic architecture. You see all the writing. It's really pretty though. It all seems to be made of like wood and clay. Like the very top is wood and the bottom part is clay. So what I mean by that is this part right here is clay, and then that seems to be wood, at least from what it looks from my eye, which I think I'm right. Yeah guys, there's a lot of other Europeans here, but I have only heard one other English speaker today, which is crazy. Everyone here seems to be French. Look at that. Yeah, this is a really pretty palace. Yeah guys, just dip my hand in the little fountain. I don't know if it's supposed to bless you like holy water or something, but hey. You know what? It was really refreshing for my hand. So it's pretty cool. Now we're just exploring the rest of the palace. It's so much cooler in here. It has to be like 88 degrees outside. And I've been living in the UK. So this is a drastic change for me. Although being from Cali, I'm a little used to it. But yeah, compared to UK weather, it's really hot. Yeah guys, what a pretty palace. I found out that it was made by the sultan's grand visor back in like the 1860s. So yeah, this place has some time to it. It's really old, or I guess not really old, like compared to the Colosseum in Rome, but you know, 1860s, you know, so that's pretty old. I wasn't around for that, so yeah. This area that I'm resting in is actually kind of under construction. So if you look over here, it normally looks a little bit nicer, but they're doing some things to it. And same thing with the Grand Mosque. They seem to be working on it from what it looks like, but you know, we'll go check that out later today. I think right now we're gonna go through the palace gardens, and then we're gonna go check out one more palace and the tombs. Yeah guys, it just seems to be my luck whenever I visit countries. They always seem to be doing construction at their coolest tourist sites. Like when I was in Rome, they had the Trevi fountain drained and all these, you know, barricades and stuff up, you know, because they wanted to look nice for, I think it was the Pope's Jubilee, but, you know, the Pope died, unfortunately, so we have a new Pope, but may he rest in peace. And you know what? It's really cool because the new Pope, he's actually American. He's from the south side of Chicago, believe it or not. So that's really cool. But, yeah, we're getting a little sidetracked. Yeah, this place, you know, they got a little construction going on, so you can't really see all the beauty that it normally has. Like as you see right there, they got a little blue tarp over some really nice architecture. So yeah, it's just a little unfortunate for us. Yeah guys, so that was Bahia Palace, and now we're going to Badi Palace which is right in front of me. Yes, there it is right there. Bunch of little restaurants and knick-knack shops. But yes, this is where we are going next. Badi Palace. I'm excited to see all the baddies. Yeah guys, so this is the wall of Badi Palace. As you can see, they got military checkpoints and a ton of flags over here, so I'm guessing that's where we go. Yeah guys, it's really hot right now, but thankfully I have a whole liter of water, so I'm good. Yeah, I mean, I seem to be the only person, you know, holding water. I feel like I'm the only person who's, you know, sane here, because no one else has water. You know, it's a very, I guess, non-American thing to do. But whenever I see, you know, a big water ball, you know, being carried by someone, I know they're American, because I know we're all about hydration. In Europe, they can just go hours without having water. They'll just have like a little cup of water when they're at a restaurant. Whereas, you know, back in America, they're always topping you off with ice water. Here, no such thing. All right, guys, this is the entrance to Badi Palace. Well, same price as the ticket at Bahia Palace. But yes, we're gonna go inside and check it out. Yeah guys, so this is in fact the Royal Palace, and it was made for the most powerful sultan of the time, which was back in the 15th century. So this place is much older than the palace we just went to. Yeah, look at this. It also used to have a lot of marble flooring, but they got rid of it back in the 1700s, around the time America was founded. And that's about the time that this palace was deconstructed, unfortunately, for us, but you know what? It looks really cool. It's really pretty. I like this little, garden thing that they got going on here with all the little orange trees. And it's very interesting, all the holes in the building. Like, you see that, right? It's very interesting. I actually do not know the significance of the holes. Maybe for, circulation and, like before AC was invented, that's what they did to keep the palace cool. But yeah, unfortunately, the little information tablet did not tell me why there's holes in the wall. Yeah, you can only imagine the kind of parties the Sultan had here, showing foreign ambassadors to Marrakesh. I currently think Morocco has a king and not a sultan. I could be wrong. Maybe that's what they refer to him as, but maybe we just call him a king. But yeah, I do know that Morocco has royalty. Super cool. Yeah, I don't know if you're really allowed to talk about it. I've seen like other YouTubers like not talk about the royal family of Morocco, at least foreign ones like myself. So I don't know if it's kind of like a Thailand situation, if you know what I mean. But you know what? Like, it's not my country, it's not my place to judge. So yeah, but as far as I know, Morocco has a king, which I believe is the dude on the Moroccan dirham banknotes, which I showed you earlier. Put a little picture right there so you guys can see. But yeah, look at this. What a big palace. I mean, it's all just ruined, but you can just imagine how big and grand it was with the marble flooring that it once had. Like Bahia Palace. Yeah, unfortunately, not seeing too many baddies. Just like the other palace and the mosque, this place seems to be going under some maintenance or restorations, which is no big deal, I get it. Places gotta maintain themselves in order to look good for tourists. But yeah, we're on a little island right now in the middle of the palace. Very cool. Water is not clean at all. Just look at this. This is what I mean with all the construction and maintenance. They have all these little things out at the moment. It's kind of an eyesore compared to the rest of the palace. Makes it hard to take photos. But regardless, this palace is really cool. It's not as pretty as Bahia Palace, but it definitely has its history, which I can admire. This palace was super interesting, and like I said earlier, they do have a lot of construction going on, but don't let that stop you from seeing this palace, because it is just so rich with history. It's very interesting to see the walls and the architecture. Give it a visit. Alright guys, we have seen both palaces now. Now we're gonna go to the Saadian Tombs. I believe the Saadians are the royals of Morocco. Don't quote me on that. I gotta look it up, but I have very bad internet at the moment, so I'll tell you as soon as I get there. But yeah, for now, just gonna stroll through the marketplace until we get there. Alright guys, we have arrived at the Saadian Tombs. Hopefully we can go inside, but just like the other two places, this place is under maintenance. Interesting. Bro is literally hammering away. Alright guys, we're here at the tombs. They seem pretty firm on the price for all sites. It's all $10, which isn't horrible, but honestly should be like $5. Yeah guys, so this isn't the current royals tomb area, but this is the ancient royals tombs, and it was actually discovered more recently in the 19th century. And so they've just uncovered all of this. I think all of this has still been here, but I think most of it was, covered with sand. I think that was the main tomb. That was really quite spectacular. I love seeing the Islamic architecture like that. It's beautiful. Yeah guys, now I've just learned that the restoration of these tombs wasn't even complete until 2017. That was so recent. Well, that seems to be it. They seem to be out already. Alright, from here we're gonna go to the mosque. Alright guys, we are approaching the mosque. Just going through a little park. I'm sure you guys can hear the Islamic call to prayer. That's what you hear right now. It's actually so crazy to hear that, but there's the mosque right behind me. It's like something you hear from movies. Well guys, that was very interesting to witness. I've never heard an Islamic call to prayer before, so that was very interesting. They seem to have like some sort of sermon going on. I will not enter the mosque, but I believe it's okay to walk through the grounds.
إن المواضيع القادمة المتعلقة بالتذكير بخطة تسديد التبليغ ستتناول إن شاء الله من صميم التعبد والتدين. ثانياً.
Yeah guys, so they have a little sermon going on at the moment. So I guess after the call to prayer, they do a little sermon. Like I said, it's very interesting to see. I wasn't gonna go inside the actual mosque. I'm not wearing the proper attire. I'm wearing shorts, and I'm not Muslim at the end of the day, and so I really can't go in there. But when I was walking past, I saw a lot of people inside. Like they literally crammed them in there like sardines. Like it's crazy. Really cool to see that going on. Did not think I was gonna see a little sermon going on today, but I guess today is their holy day, which is Friday as opposed to Sunday like we do as Christians. But yeah, very cool to see. Yeah guys, standing here for a moment, just kind of listening to the sermon. It literally sounds like, you know, any other sermon, you know, at a church, just, you know, with a different language. It's so interesting to listen to. I mean, I don't understand Arabic at all, but, you know, it's just crazy, like, I guess how similar it really is to, you know, what we do. Found some shade for right now. Got the mosque right behind me over there, I think. Yeah, I think you can see it. But yeah guys, really interesting experience right there. Like, honestly, one thing I was a little surprised with was the Islamic call to prayer. You know, my whole life I thought like it was a recording, like they had someone like doing that, but you could hear him like, you know, talking to like someone else in the background, like, and, you know, even coughing a little bit. Like, they do that live. Like, that's crazy. So, I mean, yeah, like, that's just, it's kind of a mind shocker right there. I could have sworn they use recordings. I mean, maybe in some places they do, but honestly, that was really cool to see. Here it is again, guys. KFC. Yeah guys, now after seeing the mosque, I'm gonna pull some cash out because, like I said before, cash is king here in Morocco. I still have a little bit, but it's better to have more. Guys, right now I am in the cyber park, and I don't quite understand why it's called the cyber park, but just look how green all this is. Like, compared to the rest of the area, it is very lush here. Very nice looking. I'm literally just walking through here. I'm on my way back to my riad, but I just saw this and I was like, oh, let's take a look. Yeah guys, you saw that. That was a cat. And just like Italy and Greece, there are a ton of cats here. I'd actually say there's more cats here in Morocco than in Greece. And I thought there was a lot in Greece. But unfortunately, I have seen like maybe 2 dead cats already. And a lot of the cats here seem very, you know, malnourished. And so, yeah, it's sad to see. But, you know, that's why we get them spayed and neutered back at home, because we don't want to, you know, see that kind of stuff. It's quite sad, really. I know in Greece they have a program where they just go around looking for cats and, like, you know, spading and neutering them, so that way they don't, you know, have too many kittens, you know. And yeah, honestly, this, if you've been to Morocco, then you know what I'm talking about. Because it's, you know, it's sad to see, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know. Walking back to the riad right now. It's actually within this wall. This wall goes over most of the old city. So that's really cool. Yeah guys, this is the wall to the city that I was talking about. I'm currently inside it. See what I mean though about the cats? I mean, these ones are living, but you know, it's just sad to see how unfed they are. Oh, these people actually put out some water and food for them, so that's nice. But yeah, right now, just go back into the riad. Take a little nap because I'm tired from all the walking I've done. And yeah, and later might get a massage and go get dinner. Guys, I am at the top of Cafe Clock here in Morocco, and yeah, I asked ChatGPT where the best camel burgers are in the city, and they said that this is the spot. So yeah, we're going to try our camel burgers here. Alright guys, we got our camel burger. Came with fries. Honestly, they're very similar to McDonald's fries, and this is not ketchup. This is actually like some sweet sauce. You know what? The bread itself is whatever, but the actual, patty of meat is really good. Tastes like a more ground beef. I mean, this is my second time having camel, but you know what? It's really good. Just gonna show this before it's all gone, but they actually give you a really thick patty. They give you a lot of burger for what you get. And I think it was only like 11 bucks, so not bad. Yeah guys, we're just strolling through the market, and there are all these cool shops that sell, bootleg goods. So they have like Louis Vuitton, Casablanca, Amiri, Gucci, they have a ton of good fakes going for like 10 bucks, 15. It's really, really cool actually. Guys, I think we're stumbling upon Jemaa el-Fnaa Square. And guys, this is like the biggest market I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys can just see how many people this is. This is insane. Got all your shops to the side, and yeah, you got even more shops in the middle. How crazy is that? They literally got so much going on here. Yeah guys, I've never seen anything like this. There's literally so much going on here. I think this is where like the snakes and monkeys are. Got people trying to play music in front of you. Yeah guys, this has been the Jemaa el-Fnaa Square Market, and wow, It's chaotic here. I think we're coming back here tomorrow as well. Just heading back from the market. Now we're going to the riad, just go call it a day. And yeah, we got a lot to do tomorrow.